here. At this stage, we'd like to make an appeal to anyone who heard or saw anything in the vicinity here late last evening or this morning to please contact Crime Stoppers.
Was there marks on the body?
Sufficient to say, the post-mortem hasn't been conducted at this stage. However, we believe that an incident has occurred, and we're treating the death as a suspicious death.
We've heard that she's sustained some fairly traumatic injuries. Are you treating this as homicide, and can you say anything more about the nature of her death?
Certainly we're treating it as a homicide, and in relation to the nature of the death, we can't at this stage determine anything until the post-mortem has been conducted.
Was a firearm involved?
At this stage, I don't know what caused any injuries. We'll wait for the post-mortem.
Did they look like there may have been gunshot wounds on the deceased person?
At this stage, I can't say.
Neighbours say the woman has a young son. Was he inside at the time?
Unfortunately, he was inside at the time, yes.
How old is he?
4-year-old or thereabouts.
Where's his father?
I'm not going to go into any of the circumstances relating to the family. Sufficient to say the family called us here this morning, or the relatives called us here this morning, and as you can understand, we're very early in the investigation, and we've got a lot to go yet.
Is anyone in custody?
No, there's not.
Anyone being questioned?
No, there's not.
Anyone that you're looking for?
At this stage, it's very early in the inquiry, and we're still trying to establish the circumstances.
We understand a man was taken from the scene by police this morning. Can you confirm his relationship with the deceased, or whether you are speaking to that man still?
He's a friend of a relative who was here at the time.
So he's not considered a suspect in any way?
No, he's not.
Do you have suspects?
At this stage, very early in the investigation, and we're still inquiring as to the exact circumstances. It would be too prejudiced at this stage to jump to any conclusion.
And where was she found inside the house?
In her bedroom.
Who lived there?
Deceased female and a child.
There's no one else who lived there with
At
them?
this stage, I'm not going into any further family details.
How was this a violent attack? Can you at least elaborate? I mean, we've been told that she's been shot.
At this stage, I can't confirm that. We will wait for the post-mortem to be conducted. That will establish the cause of death. But there is signs of violence.
Do you know if the deceased was sleeping at the time?
At this stage, I don't know.
Where was the child found?
Inside the house.
Is there any signs of break and entry?
At this stage, we're making preliminary inquiries. There are signs which indicate things to us. However, we've got to establish if in fact there was any break or entry into the place.
Are there broken windows?
There's no evidence of a broken window.
What about, obviously neighbours who have been very shaken up by this? Is it something they should be worried about? Do you fear that these people may strike again?
At this stage, it would be too early for me to suggest anything there until we know what the circumstances are in relation to the death. We couldn't say.
So people should be locking their doors and windows. I mean, it's a pretty violent, someone's been killed in their own home. What can you say to the people that are worried in this street?
I would think, as a matter of course, everybody should be locking their doors. Even prior to this incident, you lock your doors at home at night.
Why did relatives call emergency services this morning?
They attended the premises.
So they found her inside?
Yes, they did.
Why did they? Were they supposed to meet them, or were they concerned for some reason?
No, it was just an organised time for her to come around.
Were the injuries the top half, the bottom half of the body, or?
At this stage, I'm not going to go into the specifics of that.
Why not?
I don't intend to.
So you can't provide us with any information as to how it looks like she might have died?
All I said is that there are obvious signs of an injury, an incident has occurred, and until that's been established as to the cause of that injury, I can't say any further, and that will result in the post-mortem.
Would you describe it as a violent attack, or as a potentially a one-off?
It's a violent attack, yes.
Thank you.
Still thinking?
Still thinking.
Still thinking.